Hey, 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 hey. You guys, we're back. And we're back as a team, and we're going to be bringing our team on in just a little bit. Last Sunday at about 4 o'clock, we talked about just kind of getting into the game instead of sitting on the sidelines when it comes to your health and your life, or just seeing people like be successful and go, yeah, you got it, great job for you. We had a whole conversation about how to get into the game instead of being on the sidelines. And today we're going to talk about, got some colleagues that are going to come and join us briefly. We're going to talk about what it's like to be in the game, right? So what is the experience that we get to have by being in the game? So first up, I'm going to bring on Candice. Yes, I'm going to bring on Candice. Hey, Candice.
Hello, hello. How are
How are
you?
you?
I am great. I'm doing well today. Thank God.
Yes, awesome, awesome. Well, I'm just going to jump in and start asking questions and get everybody rolling. So, you are on the journey to health and well-being, and you started this journey. Like, why and what's been motivating for you? So, why did you start this journey, and what's been motivating for you?
So I started this journey because my energy was just low. I really had been working on losing some weight,
Mhm.
and I recognized that my energy still wasn't what I wanted it to be at the weight I thought I should be at to be feeling pretty good about, just day to day.
Yeah.
So that's why I got started. And wow, yes.
You're like, wow, yes. Okay, so that's why you got started. But what's been motivating you? Like, a lot of programs and a lot of things out there, people get started and then they're like, it didn't work for me. Or what has been motivating you to continue in this journey? What have you seen? What have you experienced?
So what really motivated me is like 15 years of counseling experience. So I've been a counselor in addictions and mental health and everything. And when I tell you, so I'm diagnosed with ADHD and kind of struggle with anxiety a bit before Purium and superfoods. And so when my body woke up, when my mind woke up, when my energy woke up, I was like, this is what my clients need. So that's what got me into the game, being a brand partner, and
Yeah.
what continues to drive me, because a lot of my clients that have joined me are experiencing the same things. You kind of think, is it just me? Is this like an isolated thing? Am I too excited about this? But no, it's the same for everyone that's taken this journey with me. And so that is exciting to help people get to that place where they can thrive in their bodies and they're excited about life and they can do things that they haven't done in years. So
Yes.
that continues to drive me.
Oh, I love that. I appreciate you sharing that. That's perfect. Um, we've got another one of our partners on, so I'm going to bring her on. And this beautiful lady is Alexis. I think she's on and maybe trying to get it ready while her thing is loading. I'm going to just jump into this next question. And I'm actually going to take this next question, which is the process of learning and unlearning. Man, I have had to learn, unlearn, and relearn so many different things, and it's been layers upon layers upon layers. Like when I started, I was like, okay, cool, I'll have superfoods. The soil is bad. Okay,
Right.
okay. And then, like, how does the body work? Oh, eat fruits, eat more fruits. 90% of Americans aren't getting enough fruits. Oh,
Yes.
okay. I'm 90%. Okay. Like one layer after another layer after another layer. I was like, oh, peel this back. When you think, and I shared this on one of my stories, when I think about like healthy breakfast, right? You start out like, I'm gonna get up, I'm gonna make some bacon and some eggs and some toast or waffles or whatever. And like at that time, when I was doing that, I was like, your girl is killing the game. Like,
Yes.
you're doing it. And then I was like, oh, I'm actually not killing the game, but killing the people. The people
Hmm.
myself and my family and causing them dis-ease and distress. And I was like, whoa, that was a heavy reality check. And so now I'm at the place of like crying aloud and saying, you know what? Like, that's not okay. There's a better way. Like, yes, just hollering like, hello, 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 people. And with my family, like just like myself, my husband, our children, and then my extended family, like my mother, my siblings, their spouses, my uncles, aunts, like everybody, I'm like crying out and sharing this message because there is help and health, a quality of life that we are designed for. And I'm going to say this real quick, and then I'm going to bring Alexis back on because I think she might be ready to get on. This morning in church, the pastor was preaching about like being a soldier, right? And being like equipped for battle. And the thing that kept coming to my mind is like the health of the soldier, right? If you're in a battle, or if you're working towards a goal, you have to be a level of healthy to actually do this work. If you're a soldier, you can't be a soldier and like can't run a mile.
Yes.
If you have work to do in the kingdom of God, I don't know if anybody's on this level or not, or in this place, but like when you are battling in the spirit and warring with things of the spirit and the flesh, and you're like, even in deliverance and things of that nature, that requires a level of stamina and endurance and like mental clarity that you have to have in order to be successful in that. And so if you don't have that, you're not an effective soldier in the army. And so we think about all of these other ways and we forget about the base level of showing up. And so that hit me today like nobody's business. So I'm gonna move on to the next question. And let's see, I think Alexis might be able to join us. We've got two more friends coming on, and I'm just gonna pop them both in. Woo woo!
They made it. Hey.
Yes.
Hello.
So good to have you. So I'm going to jump on with Alexis, and I'm going to say, what has inspired you the most on this journey? Welcome, Alexis. Welcome, Audra. Hold on 1 second. Hold on. Your mic is muted. Can you unmute yourself, Alexis?
I think I did.
Perfect. Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
So
you all sound like robots, so my connection must be very poor.
You sound great.
What was the question one more time?
What has inspired you the most on this journey?
What's inspired me the most on this journey?
Yes, ma'am.
That's what I'm getting through. So I think what's inspired me most is really like the personal development that comes with being part of a community and just like prioritizing your health. So many people go on their health journey for, the physical reasons, which is, valid. We all need that physical support and nourishment in our bodies. And a lot of people tend to be surprised by the mental and emotional and relational aspect of their health journey. And so I think for me, that personal development has been a big part of it. And yeah, I think I've grown in so many ways, especially like in the business side of it, which I don't think we're really getting into that much, but being part of a team and just being part of a community.
Bum, bum, bum. Like being part of a team and a community. I know Alexis is on my team specifically, and she is so delightful to be around and to be in community with. And so we're able to like pour into one another. And like when we have like messages of hope or whatever, or like you just kind of know somebody's struggling, right? I can't even tell you the number of times when I've just gotten a message that like I was struggling and I got a message about it. And then I was like, oh, okay, like Yes, Lord, you hear me, and you're hearing me through other people and meeting and connecting on our team. So that is a beautiful thing. And so I'm going to let Audra, do you have anything that you want to say has inspired you the most on this journey?
Yeah, I would say one of the big things from just starting on my own health journey is hearing other people's testimonies. And because of the community that we have, that's a big thing that we're intentional about putting out there is like, so that you can hear where other people have been and where they've gone. And that to me is inspiring from the standpoint of my own health journey. And to just not give up because everybody has a different story, a different time frame about how they get from A to Z. But if you dedicate yourself to that and you lean on the support that you have around you, you can get there. So don't give up. You're not alone. I think that's been probably the biggest thing.
That's beautiful. And it's so true because, I mean, I know for sure I've felt that way. And I've felt like at times like, oh my gosh, like I have these big goals and I'm not quite there yet. Or I'm not like, you see people in progress, right? But you don't see, like you see the end and you see the beginning. And sometimes you get snippets of the middle of the process. And each one of us are on the journey in the process, right? And people are jumping into our lives at different points. And so some might look at you, Candice, or at you, Audra, and say, like, you look at how far you've come, or not even how far you've come. Like, look at where you are right now. Like, you got this. What do you need? And you're like, you don't understand where I've been. You don't understand why I started, and you don't understand where I'm going and how much more I have to go. So, we've said it in the community before, like, our health journey is like an onion, and you've got layers and you're peeling back these layers. And so when you're like, and this is my experience too, I peel back a layer. I'm like, yeah, woo, woo. I'm like, hype. And then I'm like, oh, there's more.
Yes.
And there's more.
Yes.
So the beauty is that we're in community with people that have been either on that journey themselves, they've already done that, or those that are coming up. So you're always in the middle of some part of the process, and there's support on either side of it. And so that is a beautiful, a really beautiful big gift,
Yeah. And what Alexis said also, that it's not just always physical, the emotional, and like that can come into those layers too, like big time. So I think she had a very good point there to tie in.
I'm laughing because my mother thought she was sneaking into the room, and she's like fully in the camera.
Hey,
like,
Mama Julia.
Listen, she tried. She really tried to be sneaky about it. It didn't work. I'm like, she's on the camera. So what happens when you join our specific transformation community? So I'm going to just kind of popcorn around the room. So Candice, what happens when someone, orders like their superfoods and like their experience in our transformation community? Like what happens? What options or things are available? Just give maybe two things, and then Audra, you give two things, and I'll give two things, because there's a lot that happens.
Well, I'll touch a bit on both the business and superfoods. So for me, the superfoods journey was just that I've tried several other things before, and to have the support, the ongoing support, the coaching that says, okay, now, like you said, there's layers to this. So I've kind of done a transformation of kinds on the surface level, but now it's time to go deeper. Like you were talking about the cooking foods for your family. Like I can think a year ago, not even a year ago, I'd ask my daughter every morning, okay, what breakfast meat do you want? Do you want pancakes? Do you want biscuits? Do you want all of this stuff? And it's not helpful. It's not what we need to be eating to feed our bodies. And so that is what's been different for me in this transformation community, just learning better lifestyle habits to support long-term health goals, because our kids are not projected to outlive us. And then in the business, because I am a business owner, like this has made my personal business, there's layers there too. So it's like I'm doing more and learning more about myself and what my business can do for the community. as I'm going through this journey in the business as well. And I'm learning leadership. I'm learning all of these things from our corporate, from our team. And it's just a beautiful thing. So that's what you walk into in this community with superfoods. It's a brand new awakening to health that you do have no idea that you need to know. And then where business is concerned, just learning leadership with, on our specific team, just the servanthood in the kingdom and having that support from one another to grow according to what God has purposed us for.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you, Candice. Audra, what would you say? What happens when you join this transformation community?
I want to speak just to resources, because when you join to the superfoods in this community, you still have resources of calls that you get on and ask questions, because again, going back to the layers, like things come up. I mean, you uncover one thing, you get that resolved, and you get to the next layer, because it's a journey. I mean, we didn't get to our health state overnight. Like, it took time. It took a lot of different things that we were doing. Now we have to kind of undo those layers. And the fact that we have the calls a couple times a week and we can ask those questions and get answers to support us through those journeys there, I think is amazing. The second thing is that we get online resources for recipes, as like Candice was saying, how are you going to make this something you can do every day, because it is a lifestyle. It's not just some kind of diet. It's like, we're changing our lifestyle, and you need support in that. So that is provided, and there's a lot of information there, and there's education too, which for me, that's been huge, because I have been on a learning journey. Some people might not find that like a big interest, but some people do, and they want to understand what happened to their body and how do we undo it, and what does that all mean. So we have some really, really amazing resources that we can fall back on.
Yeah, I love that. And I appreciate, both of what you kind of shared and kind of brought to the table. And I'll echo that. Like, literally, there is support along the journey. So we are a team of regenerative health practitioners. Kind of those that are like leading us and directing us, our coaches, and then practitioners. So we don't just have like superfoods, like here's healthy soil and vine ripened, wind dried, like all of that type of stuff. Like, it's more than that. We have Wednesday calls. We have Wednesday opportunities, usually at noon Central Standard Time, that really address like different parts of the body. Like, we've had diabetes, we've had pregnancy, we've had what your eyes tell about your health. Like, we've had all of these different calls that are building education, and that happens every Wednesday. I think we're moving to every other Wednesday now, but every other Wednesday we have those calls available for anybody just to hop on. Then we have, like, if you order your superfood protocol, like as Audra was saying, on Mondays and Wednesdays, there is what's called a customer support call. So you can hop on those calls and like literally use the hand raise feature and talk to a regenerative health practitioner that will see you, hear your needs, and give you a protocol right there on the phone, or maybe adjust your protocol right there on the phone. And so we've moved to like a telehealth society in general. We've also, like, you're going to get more quality from that call than you will sometimes scheduling an appointment, going and seeing your provider, and like waiting in the waiting line, the waiting room, and then getting back to see them for maybe 5 minutes because they're so slammed and so booked. And so this is one-on-one coaching that you get and support that you get throughout your journey. Then we have like Facebook groups and Facebook communities where you can pop on. And one of the things that, again, I went to church today and there was all these things and everything just kind of interwoven together, right? And so being in community is so big for you to be able to be successful on your journey. So when you are in isolation, so here's the core of the group, and you step outside of that core group, there's blessings that you miss. There's information that you miss. There is covering that you miss when you step outside of isolation, and then, or you step outside of the group and get into isolation. And so much of our society wants to get us isolated, right? We've just been through a whole pandemic about isolation, right? Get away from people, blah, 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 and looking at everyone as an other or like they're bad guys. But really, our heart's longing and our desire is, let's be in community. Let's connect with one another. And this is how we do that. So I'm going to just share with you guys a couple things that we have coming up that our team in particular has on the horizon. Here comes my mother sneaking in. I don't even
love her. Tell her to wave that is.
I said wave, Mama. Just put your arm over. Just wave in. I'm closer. She's trying so hard. We have a few things coming up that we want to invite you to. We have a 90-day transformation coming up in September, and we're really excited about that. And just like Audra had mentioned, it takes more than 5 minutes a day, you know what I'm saying, to get the transformation and get the change that we need to see and experience in our bodies. So we're inviting our larger community to, again, get off the sidelines, get into the game of life for yourself, for your health and your well-being. And this is the way you can do it, in community with us. So if you're here or you're watching this call because you know me, or because you know Candice, or because you know Audra, or anybody else that's like connected in our community, get with them. Each one of us have a unique code that we can share with you that offers you specific discounts. Hold on one second. Mom, can you close that door? Like, it's a lot. Oh. She said, "Oh, Jesus, I'm sorry." Just, this is life, right? And this is part of how we do this.
This is live.
This life as we're interacting. My sister's in town. And so anyways, yeah, but part of that is we have a unique code. We really want to invite you to do this in community together. And so now is the time for you to go ahead and say, you know what? I'm ready to get off the sidelines and ready to step into my life. And stepping into my life in the fullness of that, right? Peeling back those layers, one step at a time, step into the fullness of life and do it in community. And we're here to do it with you. And so if you order this month, you will have all that you need to get started for the beginning of the transformation, which starts September 6th. So I know it feels like, well, September is a long time away. It's not. It's not at all. You're going to blink and you're going to be like, it's September. I wanted to do that thing they were talking about. Yeah, well, today's the day. Today's the day to prioritize yourself and to step into health and well-being for yourself. Today's the day. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Awesome. Does anybody have anything they want to conclude with, or any final thoughts they want to share?
I would just throw out there that we have a call tomorrow. So if somebody's wanting more direct, interaction with a practitioner about a protocol for them, like, we would all be happy to get you on that call to get things more specifically tailored towards you.
Perfect.
I think at noon tomorrow.
Yes.
Central time.
Central Standard Time. Yeah.
And my quick thing, Nicole, can I say just that we're talking about lifestyle changes and health and all of that, but I've talked about it a lot on my Facebook this past week, but it's not just about lifestyle either. Like me and my whole family went down with COVID this past week. You were there to support me, another teammate member, because my superfoods weren't in. This is more than about just buying a box and, just participating with us. It's about more than that. I was able to call the detox specialist. I called our girl Deetra. She gave me my protocol. We got started. Each one of us was only down. My daughter was down 24 hours. My husband was down 48. I was only down 48. And we are on the road to recovery just like that with our superfoods, with the support. And so I want people to understand it's about more than just the lifestyle transformation. If you have things going on just all of a sudden, the detox specialist and support is here to help you through those times as well. So this is a community of people, of regenerative practitioners that want to see you happy, healthy, and thriving in your body 24 hours a day, 365 days a year.
I love it. And on that note, we're out of here. We'll see you guys next week. We're doing a series this month and just kind of inviting you guys in. So we'll see you next week on Sunday at 4 p.m. With some different team members kind of sharing their story and their journey. Reach out to us. We'd love to chat with you. Have a great day.
Thanks.